Well, right now, law enforcement is beefing up security around the U.S. after a former Hamas leader called for a day of rage. The latest developments here at home and in Israel. And the search continues for 5 people connected to an East Madison shooting that left a 15-year-old girl dead. You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in on this Friday the 13th. An alert day through this evening due to heavy rain, and we could also see some rain tomorrow. Will things clear up in time for the Badger game at 3? Meteorologist Jacob Madison is over in the Weather Center with the forecast.
Yeah, I decided to stay inside today because if you look at the radar, we are seeing plenty of rain across our entire area. Right now, the heaviest just to the west of Madison in Lafayette up to Iowa, Sauk, and also up north through Juneau and Adams County. But looking in at Dane County, there are a few bands of heavier rain. Right now, one in the southwestern portion of Madison, also a heavier band of rain that just moved through right now to the north and also to the east. But even if the pockets that don't have rainfall on the radar, it is likely still raining at least lightly. Also, some heavier rain to the south in northern Illinois, moving up into the far southern portion of the state in Greene County. So we are going to continue to see this rain over the next few hours. Also looking up north towards the Dells, plenty of rainfall up there as well. Now, there's a look at the precipitation we've seen so far. Many parts of our area have seen over 1 inch of rain, with some places seeing already over 2 inches of rainfall, and there is still plenty of rain to come. We have that alert day for today. In general, we'll see around 1 to 2 inches of rain today. Some areas may not see that much going forward, especially off to the west where a lot of the rain has kind of ended for now. But in general, for the entire system, we'll see around 1 to 3 inches for everyone. Now, looking at futurecasts, the consistent rainfall will continue through the afternoon, but by the evening, it'll be a little bit more broken up, but we may still see some on and off rain. And then during the overnight hours, the on and off rain is going to continue. Now, the good news is that it looks like it will clear out for the Badgers game, but I'll have more details on the specific timing of the rainfall coming up a little bit later.
All right, we'll check back. Thank you, Jacob. Police are investigating after one person was shot early this morning in Fitchburg. Officers were called to the 200 block of Deer Valley Road for a report of shots fired. The victim was found and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Several shell casings were found at the scene. Anyone with information on the incident should call police. Madison police are still searching for 5 people wanted in a shooting that left a 15-year-old girl dead. Police have shared these images showing a Lexus SUV pulling up to the area with 4 people getting out and opening fire. A 5th person remained inside. If you have information on these pictures, you can call Madison Area Crime Stoppers at 608-266-6014. A man living in Connecticut is accused of scamming senior Wisconsin residents out of nearly $200,000. The Justice Department says 26-year-old Matthew Ramos Soto called police pretending to be a relative in need of bail money. He then traveled around the state allegedly with others to retrieve the cash in person. $17,000 came from a single Fitchburg resident. Prosecutors say this happened over a 5-day period last October. Right now, Ramos Soto is in custody in Michigan. If convicted, he could be sentenced to 20 years in prison. Israel warns Palestinians in the northern part of Gaza to move south within the next 24 hours, a likely indication that a ground invasion is coming soon. Natalie Brand tells us security is stepping up across the U.S. after Hamas called for a day of rage. We want to warn you, some images and details in this story are disturbing.
Leaflets rained down on northern Gaza Friday, Israel telling Palestinians to move south, a sign that a ground invasion is likely coming soon. Residents packed into vehicles. More than 1 million people live in and around Gaza City. And even if people move south, there's no way out of Gaza. The border to Egypt is blocked. As Israel's aerial bombardment of Hamas targets in Gaza continues, hospitals are overwhelmed.
You have to choose between the patients, which one will survive more.
In Israel, bodies from last weekend's terror attack still await identification.
Hundreds of bodies of babies, children.
U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin traveled to Israel Friday, where he said the U.S. is ready to send more military aid.
America's support for Israel is ironclad.
Here at home, federal and local law enforcement agencies across the country have increased security measures, including here at the nation's capital, after the former head of Hamas called for a global day of rage. Thousands of Jordanians march in the streets, one of many protests worldwide in support of Palestinians. In the U.S., Jewish communities are taking extra precautions.
We have told the parents that if you wish you can't keep your children home, that's okay.
Many mosques are also adding extra security. Both sides concerned the fighting overseas will lead to violence at home. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
And the U.S. State Department says it's arranging evacuation flights to get Americans out of Israel. At least 20,000 U.S. citizens have reached out since the Hamas attacks. Nearly 500,000 baby bibs and blankets have been recalled because of a possible choking hazard. The recall involves roughly 450,000 sleepyhead loveys and bandana bibs from Little Sleepies. The company says the care instruction label on the product can detach, posing a choking hazard. They were sold online and at boutique stores nationwide in a variety of colors and patterns from February of 2021 through September of this year. Little Sleepy says they have received 2 reports of the label detaching, but no injuries have been reported. House Republicans will hold a closed-door meeting today to regroup and discuss their path forward after Steve Scalise announced that he was dropping out of the Speaker race. The House Majority Leader made the announcement last night, just one day after the GOP voted for him over Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio. But some Republicans said they wouldn't support Scalise. Speaking last night, Scalise criticized his colleagues.
There's some folks that really need to look in the mirror over the next couple of days and decide, are we going to get it back on track? Are they going to try to pursue their own agenda? You can't do both. And I think we're going to get there. I was very clear in that room that ultimately we have to come together for the country.
Congress is still on hold until a House Speaker is selected. A lawsuit to block former President Trump from the ballot in Colorado is going forward. Trump lost the first of several attempts to throw out the case, which seeks to block him from the 2024 presidential ballot in Colorado. The lawsuit is based on the 14th Amendment, which bans office holders from future elections if they aid or engage in an insurrection. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Good news if you're getting Social Security benefits. They're expected to increase next year. The details coming up in the Money Watch reports.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
We are Dane County. We are Madison, McFarland, Sun Prairie. We are Wanakee, Stoughton, Middleton, Deerfield, and everywhere in between. We are committed to being unique in supporting the value when families share the memories of family and friends at the loss of a loved one. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service. More than just a funeral home, we are the people you know and trust to help families before, during, and after the loss of a loved one. Learn more at crestfuneralservice.com.
A great night's sleep starts on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. It's time to take your sleep to the next level with the Tempur-Pedic Ergo Smart Base powered by Sleep Tracker AI that automatically responds to snoring by raising your head, giving you a better, more restful night's sleep. And during Steinhoffels' anniversary sale, Ergo Smart Bases start at only $37 per month when you use Steinhoffels' 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Save big money with these hot deals in Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Grab this 9-piece wrench set for only $4.99. Window installation kits are just $4.99 each. Get your yard cleaned up with this leaf rake, just $4.99. Protect your hands with a pair of Jersey work gloves, only 49 cents. Regular size pumpkins are just $3.99 each. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry before time runs out.
Save big money at Menards.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800 got junk. I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Some welcome news for seniors. Social Security benefits will increase next year due to a 3.2% cost of living adjustment. The Social Security Administration says the average benefit will jump by around $50 starting in January. Still, the new increase is not quite as high as the 8.7% bump recipients received this year. The latest government data shows inflation cooled slightly last month. Consumer prices rose 0.4% from August to September, slowing from the previous month. Annual consumer inflation also remained unchanged from a 3.7% increase in August. Price hikes at the grocery store are getting closer to historically normal levels, up just 2.4% last month. But rent prices remain a problem, with rates rising more than 7%. And a lucky ticket holder in California is $1.7 billion richer this morning. That's after winning the second biggest Powerball prize in U.S. history. The lucky winner or winners can also opt to take the estimated lump sum payment of $774 million. The store where the ticket was purchased will also receive $1 million. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jared Hill.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow up 136 points. The NASDAQ, though, down 105. The S&P 500 off almost 9 points. Our Call for Action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can call for action right now at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. Coming up, Pam has today's egg prices, and Jacob's back with the rainy forecast. And then today on Live at 4, we're going center stage at Verona Area Community Theater's production of Disaster, the musical.
Construction invites you to usher in the fall season with our exclusive fall sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 4 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our fall savings. Save 23% off gutters with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Do we have any Baseball fans here today. He's one of the biggest hitters in baseball history. A-Rod is in the house. Plus, the Golden Bachelor, Gary Turner.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3, Monday at 6.
Reckless driving is dangerous driving.
News 3 Now shows you what's behind the surge in reckless driving throughout our area, and what police are doing and what you can do to help put the brakes on the problem.
Reckless Roads, Monday on News 3 Now at 6. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yockey from the Midwest Farm Report on a rainy Friday the 13th.
Great weather if you're a duck. My farmer is taking a break from the fields for a couple days, it looks like, and they've been giving me some really big numbers. Even this morning when I had my early show by 5 a.m. up by Roxbury, they had already 3/4 of an inch of rain. So this is definitely going to kick us out of the fields for a little while. No Packer game this weekend, so how about another way to celebrate? Sunday is National Cheese Curd Day, and it can't go unnoticed here in Wisconsin. But remember, cheese curds, thanks in large part to Culver's franchises, are kind of starting to be known more across the United States. Ryan LeGrander is the master cheesemaker at Hillside Dairy up in Stanley. They make all the cheese curds for Culver's and their franchisees. They've been doing that since early 2000s. He said they basically are producing about 3 semi-loads of cheese curds every day. They buy their milk from about 130 dairy farms within 60 miles of Stanley, and they do see about a 25% increase in volume just to meet all the demand in October for not only National Cheese Curd Day coming up on Sunday, but the Curd Burger is back on the menu for Culver's, not just in Wisconsin, but across all their franchisees, and that takes up more volume. Ryan says that they produce the curds that are then kind of composited into the Curd Burger that you enjoy. 70% of LeGrander's production is just cheese curds, and it's American-style cheeses that they focus in on. So like you said, a lot of reasons to celebrate on Sunday, National Cheese Curd Day. 3 semi-loads every day. That's about 130,000 pounds of cheese curds, and that means about 15 million individual curds every day at Hillside Dairy in Stanley. Like I said, you're looking for something to celebrate on Sunday? There you go. All right, markets on a Friday, a little bit softer as far as our corn and beans. The market's still getting adjusted to USDA's report. Yesterday, the numbers I gave you during the noon show actually got revised by USDA yesterday afternoon. That does not happen very often where they find a boo-boo. No change today on barrel or block cheese. AA butter down 3.5 cents. Still pretty lofty, though, at $3.36 a pound. So, yeah, I'm just running through my head how many different places I better run today because we're having a cul-de-sac party on Sunday, and I want to make sure that I'm duly recognizing National Cheese Curd Day.
You better have a variety of cheese curds.
They're all over the place in Wisconsin, baby.
They are. All right, have a good weekend. It's National Fire Prevention Week, and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is issuing a warning about the dangers of flammable liquids. Mandy Gaither has more on how to properly use and store fuel containers this fall.
From burning fall leaves to fire pits and barbecues, there are a lot of blazes this time of year, but flames and fuel don't mix.
There's thousands of people that are treated in hospital emergency rooms every year from burns and other injuries associated with fires that were related to fuel containers.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says properly storing, using, and handling fuel and gas cans or containers are all critical parts of fire safety.
You never want to put gasoline on a fire or an open flame. You want to use only appropriate, approved materials for starting or relighting fires.
That means a fire starter log or stick. Other things to have on hand, a fire extinguisher, water container, or hose nearby in case the fire gets out of hand.
You also want to make sure that you check the weather beforehand, make sure that there's not high winds or gusts, and also check to see that there aren't any warnings of risk of wildfires in your area.
Gas cans or fuel containers should be stored outside of a home in a cool and well-ventilated area, and never store or handle a fuel container near a heat source or flame.
The vapors itself can catch fire and flash back and explode, or they can flash forward violently and burn people nearby.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Any threat of wildfires around here today, Jacob?
No, definitely not. Although it is going to be windy, we've been talking about it's going to be we're going to have plenty of rainfall, and we have the alert day today through tonight for the heavy rain. The entire system will bring around 1 to 3 inches for pretty much our entire region. Localized amounts above 3 inches is possible. So for the 3 things you need to know, consistent heavy rainfall today. We are going to see it a little bit more scattered tonight, but heavy rain is still possible. It's also going to be pretty windy with gusts up to 35 to 40 miles per hour through tomorrow. Some light rain during the day tomorrow, but for the most part, we're not expected to see a ton of rainfall for your Saturday. Now, looking at the current rain radar, we are seeing plenty of rain right now. A few bands of heavy rain here and there. Right now, the heaviest is just to the west of Madison. But for those of you near Iowa, you have a break from the rain right now, but I do expect to see more rain develop and impact that area before this system completely clears out. So looking at future track, the heavy rain or moderate to heavy rain will continue for the next few hours, but by the later afternoon and evening, it is going to be a bit more widespread, but then more rain is going to enter our area from the south and continue to impact our region. So there is still expected to be a few more rounds of possible heavy rain after this initial system the initial band of rain that we're seeing right now clears out. Now, by the time we get to tomorrow, we could see some sprinkles, but for the most part, we're not expected to see anything heavy. So if you plan on attending the Badgers game, just bundle up because it's going to be cool, but we're not expected to see a ton of rainfall, so that's the good news. It might be a little bit windy, though, but the wind also might die down by then. As we get to tomorrow night, we'll see the clouds begin to break up a bit, and then we might finally see some sunshine by the time we get to Sunday. Some sunshine is possible later in the day on Saturday, but in general, we'll see a lot more clear skies at times for Sunday. But in general, we'll see partly sunny skies Sunday. So here's a look at the rainfall still to come. The heaviest will obviously be to the east, as that system is right now in the central portion of our area and will continue to push off to the east. Areas, especially near La Crosse, not expect to see quite as much rain going forward, but I do still expect to see some showers for our entire region during the overnight hours. Now for the wind gusts. Right now we're seeing gusts up to 40 miles per hour. It will diminish a little bit, but still going to see those gusts up to 35 miles per hour throughout the night into tomorrow morning. And during the afternoon tomorrow, it will slowly die down. And then by the time we get to Sunday, we are going to see winds pretty much be not a factor anymore. So looking at the temperature forecast, tonight we'll see lows around 50. Plenty of rainfall. The temperatures aren't going to drop too much, but the highs tomorrow aren't going to rise all that much either, with highs in the lower 50s. Some areas may get to the upper 50s as the sun might begin to peek out of the clouds later in the day, but in general, it's expected to be a pretty cloudy, pretty chilly with some light rain on Saturday. So not alert day on Saturday, but we are going to see the rain continue, and then dry conditions following as we get towards the beginning of next week. So lows, our highs are going to be in the lower 50s on Monday. Possibly lows will be in the upper 30s for Monday night. So we could see a frost concern then. But in general, temperatures are going to warm up for next week, as highs could be back in the lower 60s Wednesday and then for next weekend. So there is much nicer weather for a good chunk of next week. We have another chance of rain on Thursday, but it's not expected to be that much.
Several schools have canceled their homecoming parades this afternoon, so there's more information on that on channel2000.com. So sorry, kids. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Howard has a lesson for us in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Join us in the test kitchen today to learn the basics of braising. Plus, we'll share an incredible recipe so you can give it a try.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Precision is very proud of our 5-star reviews. I do everything I can to go above and beyond for repairs. No, I'm not an actor. I'm a garage door tech. That's what I do here at Precision.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds, advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security on your devices, Spectrum Mobile with unlimited talk, text, and data, and now TV with the all-new Zumo Stream Box. Get Spectrum One Stream with Internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited Spectrum Mobile line, and the Zumo Stream Box, free when you add Spectrum TV. Call 833-976-4999. With Spectrum and Zumo, all your favorites are brought together in one place. Use the voice remote to search across live TV, on-demand movies and shows, and the most popular streaming apps to watch what you want faster and easier than ever. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. With Dean Health Plan, you can get the coverage you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. That includes medical, hospital, and prescription coverage with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits, plus extra benefits like comprehensive dental and savings on over-the-counter pharmacy items. Call 1-855-822-6173 now to request your free Dean Health Plan guide. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
It's never about, in the game of golf, just one thing. In Golf Galaxy, we are your team.
We have the fitting bays, we have TrackMan, we have Biomech putter fitting system. We want to fit you with the right apparel, the right footwear. We have everything that you could possibly need to improve your game.
Feldco's got you covered this fall with 40% off windows and 40% off roofing. Plus, no interest for 1 year. 40% off windows and roofing won't last long. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco. You know, there are all sorts of cooking terms out there, but sometimes we're not exactly sure what they all mean. So today, I want to show you the basics of braising. It's a two-step method that goes like this. The first step is to brown both sides of whatever you're braising. Here, I'm using a boneless chuck roast. Now, you can do this in a bit of oil or butter, and this seals in the juices. After it's browned, typically the next step is to add some broth to the pan. But before we do, I'm going to saute some onions and garlic first. Once they're golden, the beef goes back in, and we add some beef broth, tarragon, and a bay leaf. After this comes to a boil, we cover it and let it simmer until the meat is tender. Those are the basics of braising. To take this roast up a notch, we'll add some barley and mushrooms and let them cook until the barley's tender. Right before serving, we stir in some sour cream and frozen peas, and we have a one-pot meal that's comfort at its best. A forkful of this tender as can be roast, and you'll understand why braising is so popular. To get the recipe for what we call braised beef with barley, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an easy two-step way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Jacob has a final look at the wet weather forecast.
Yeah, still seeing plenty of rain across our area. This will continue for the next couple of hours. And even after this initial wave of rain moves through, I do expect to see more rain develop for the later evening and overnight. Now, zooming in on Dane County, we do have a few bands of heavy rain just to the north and also just to the west. Right now, it looks like we're only seeing some pretty light rain across Madison, but for the most part, expect the heavy rain to pick back up over the next couple hours. Also seeing some heavy rain to the south near Monroe. Again, the rain is going to continue for the next couple of hours, scattered during the evening, and then it'll continue to be scattered for overnight. Now, tomorrow, only some light rain is expected as the temperatures will stay in the lower 50s, and then they will continue to stay in the 50s for the next couple days after that, with temperatures possibly in the 60s by Wednesday.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.